We're live. Let's go. All right. Let's take a look. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Man, it was a chaotic Friday. And I'm just glad it's a new week. New week. New week, new you. New week, new me. What is going on? Hope everyone's doing well. Appreciate everyone joining. Sorry to start a few minutes late. I got a new camera. Last week I know I was testing with my FaceTime on my laptop, and man, that was awful resolution, if I don't say so. So I'm trying a new camera. Let's see. Man, I need to kind of scoot wrong way. There we go. All right, now I don't look like I'm a hooded figure. Okay, let's take a look, see what's going on in the market, because it's honestly just kind of looking like it's still sideways to me. I know we had the kerfuffle last week with Trump and Elon, but okay, to me that's just noise. There's always something else going on. So I'm pulling up charts now. So let's take a view. Let's see. I'm going to share my screen. Yeah, it's easier with two monitors, but you know what? That's not what I got going on. Okay. Oh, that was Titanx. Let's go on. What's going on with Bitcoin? All right. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that. Retracement. Okay. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, let me make sure this is show on stage, add to it. Okay. This is interesting to me. I'm seeing this for the first time. Granted, we're still looking at the weekly. Bitcoin's been around long enough. I could look at the monthly. Weeklies, I like it. It's a little, if I'm more of a long term, it's how I like to look at things, especially projects that have been around for what feels like a long time, or has been a long time. We're going on almost a couple of years away from 20 years Bitcoin's been around. But what I was just looking at and I noticed, it's kind of like this double top. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe this little bump right here is this. I don't know. It just caught me. Don't read it. None of this is financial advice. None of this is me recommending anything. I literally some of the things I like doing is just looking at charts and seeing if I notice patterns. This looked a little like a bullish flag. I like what I see. I mean, we're in June and it's just, let's see, May right here. Look, it just sideways. It's looked like sideways for 2 months. Ooh, we had a whole pump. Yes, here was the pump back end of last year. There's this pump now. I mean, I didn't buy it. Honestly, I was off somewhere else enjoying family time. I did not pay attention at all to what happened Friday through Sunday. And I took a look at this, I think a couple hours ago, and I was like, okay, so the price is still relatively same since beginning of May, plus or minus a couple thousand. Cool. All right, nothing interesting here. Let's look at ETH. Look at it coming from the same chart. Man. Okay. Honestly, nothing too crazy or exciting going on with ETH. I thought when I was looking at some of the analysis, and I mentioned about this last time, is what I noticed is anytime, I think I mentioned this last time, anytime there's a new upgrade to the Ethereum network, right before that's always the catalyst for price improvement. And I think that's what we're seeing here. Yeah, Pectra pumping back up. Hopefully we see something. But otherwise, ETH is ETH. I'm curious what anyone thinks should be going on right now because I'm trying to think through what I asked that question of y'all, and I'm here sitting. All right, what would I want of ETH? I need to think about that before I ask my own question because I'm not entirely sure what I. Yes, I want. Yeah, please ETH pump. Please go up. Please do. You know what I wonder is with the ETH chart. No, just out of curiosity, does 1 month show anything? Oh, that looked like oh, wow, that was a nice W right here from February of 18, and then just bumped up, down over the course of, oh my gosh, just 2 years, it formed a nice W, and then it pumped back up here. Okay, here's a W right there. It goes down, up. This here looks like an M. Maybe we'll go back down before another. Oh, well, hang on. There's an M right there. So there's the WM. Okay. I don't know. Usually, I'm seeing these patterns. I don't know what this means. So it's done the M. It went down, and it went down for what? Okay, a month. May was spectacular. It didn't drop down to as if it did, oh my gosh, 2 years ago, but it dropped. Oh man, it got close to those lows. Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure. I know we've all heard like, oh, history doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. I haven't figured out what the rhyme is. I'll be honest, I have not figured out what the rhyme is. So if anyone's got an idea, I'd welcome it. And then I'll think about what do I think ETH needs to do. I think yes, it obviously needs to show price performance, but from an L1, we already know BlackRock, everyone's buying and eating it up. Trump's World Liberty Foundation, whatever, they've been buying it up, and I know a lot of eyes are on there. A lot of real world assets are being built on Ethereum. So yes, price needs to start reflecting. And at the end of the day, I think that's what we're all hoping for is move. We've been sitting here for a stinking long time. Do something. Anyway, all right. That's initial charts. What's going on? We're here because want to also honestly taking a look at Titan X. What is this ecosystem? What is going on? How's it looking? What do we think of it? What's going on? And this is all courtesy of Mike Dean. Yes, the same Mike Dean that Kanye West shouted out on X for many weeks ago. Golly, it is a leverage play on Ethereum. And there are 39 projects. Recently, I was taking a look at the charts today. There was a pump within the Volt I think it was the Volt. Everything that's been built on Volt. Was it Viper? There was something recently I saw this morning. In the past 24 hours, it did a 3x. And oh yeah, there you go. Oh wow. Hot dog. Someone sees something. Or they were just like, can we just get back up here so I can a little bit of a drawback? How much did that? Okay, so all right, just a 2x. All right, never mind. Maybe it was somewhere else. Oh no, turbo. There we go. Well, 24 hours, about right here, it did just over a 3x. Holy smokes. What does someone see in the background? All right, let's look at the 4-hour. All right, charts and trades. I'll get into kind of a review of everything, going over what Titan what it offers. Ooh, look at nice. Nice little upgrade, Mike Dean. Or if it's been there, I'll be honest, I haven't looked at it. Let's see. Sell. Ooh, an 1,800. Oh, wow. Almost a $5,900 buy. A lot of buys right there. Ooh, that. Oh, wow. Okay, 11K buy. What's going on? All right, cool. All right, today I'm going to try also we'll dive into Ouroboros. I know that was heavily promoted by the founder, Jake Sharp of TitanX. I don't know much about it, but we'll take a stab and look into it right now. So first thing I want to take a look at is supply stats. How are we looking as a project? Yep, still 56 and just over 0.25% burned, still 43, just under 0.75% still circulating. But why do we talk about supply metrics? Why do we look at any of this? That is because we have to, I think it's important to remember what TitanX is aiming to be. So many times, and I've seen this, and I think it's happening a lot more now because people are looking, now that being this cycle, it seems to me a lot more people are looking into ecosystems as opposed to individual plays aside from meme coins. But it's okay, when I buy a coin, am I buying it just that, or is there an entire ecosystem that is encompassing that? I don't know. It's just something I'm noticing. Curious what everyone else is noticing. So TitanX is offering, to me at least, an ecosystem where there's no pre-sale, there's no VCs, there's no, all right, we're forcing people to adhere, buy in, and then the Bags is going to get pumped because he's holding 60% of the supply from the get-go. Not happening. So that to me is a big selling point. Here's the ecosystem you're buying in. So when you buy into this ecosystem, what are you buying into? That's some of the things you're buying into. And then just here's the homepage. I know, there's also, I want to, DeFi Degen, I'm going to bring it up. He also built, I know we have the OG, what Jake built, but also what we have is the DeFi Degen community member has built a website. What is TitanX for beginners? What is it all about? What's going on? Audited code. We just had the Sui Dex hack 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and it was decentralized, but devs had to go in. Devs went and do something, and addresses could be So is it really a DEX? Not. I'll leave that up. I don't think so, but that's just me. So here's a founder, Jake Sharp. He started TitanX, which has grown to this ecosystem. Tried to onboard my friends and family into crypto. Every single one of them got mauled by corruption, shadow fingers, venture capitalists, human greed, incompetence. One too many of my people got hurt. Now they've created their own worst nightmare. Yeah, because one of the things with crypto, as we've seen with gains, is wanting to make money on the, like, just get a bunch of people who have no idea about what's going on, buy into the system, and then use the new buyers who don't know as exit liquidity for the people who have been holding. So finding a different way about it. You could say that's kind of what the buy and burn does. I mean, everything's supply and demand. Fair game, buy and burn. Yep, there's your whole ecosystem, how it all ties in together. I think that should check that out. Generally, everyone, one big thing about a community, and I think it honestly started with Jake, is the idea of a green circle. I know PDGC has that. I think there's something in the heck with Richard Hart that they're doing that now, or have been for quite a while. But yeah, here's another website to check out, and it's worth taking a look at. All right, back to where we're at with TitanX. Let's see what. All right, so Ethereum bounced. Where are we with buy and burn? Okay, same as steady as last time. So for those who don't know, and for those who do know, buy and burn is just a decentralized function. All the creator of TitanX all he does is turn it on or off and determine how often you are burning TitanX off the market using ETH. It's just, right now, there was nothing, but on the V2s every 280 minutes. So those are the only two light switches. He doesn't personally pocket over this, none of that. The only thing that everyone who benefits from the buy and burn being turned on is everyone who owns TitanX, in my opinion. So, but I know last time focused on TitanX. Let's take a look at some of the other projects that have been built on TitanX since the beginning. And I saw this tweet, and I think it was from Steve DeFi, or it was Volt, or it's actually from Steve DeFi. He's the founder of Volt. And I found this very fascinating today. Bitcoin chain, you don't know about that? Here we go. Volt. This is it. Volt is permanently, and we'll go into what Volt is. It's been out for, oh man, almost a year now. Golly, time flies. Volt has permanently burned its LP tokens, locking liquidity forever. Amazing. Lock liquidity, ain't nobody touching that. The move hardwires trust into the protocol and delivers concrete benefits for both season holders and first-time entrants. 100% decentralized, full community run and governed, safe haven, open book, so on and so forth. So one of the things that I'm not even following Volt. No wonder. Let's take a look at it. Oh, looks like a Schnet, like a little. Okay, so Volt. Let's go. Volt. I look at Volt as a new way of, yes, it's a hyperdeflationary token, but it's a new way of individuals being able to get their tokens. So what's one of the things that's shared that stuck out to me from Volt is that you had a cap supply, like we know with Bitcoin, many other projects, and that cap supply was fully distributed in the first 10 days. After that, it's burning the tokens. What we all have to remember was the purpose of burning tokens. You decrease supply. Once demand increases, then price goes up faster. You want the supply to go down as fast as you can and ideally, then at some point there's going to be a catalyst, whenever that may be, to drive up demand, and that launches, and ideally that price goes to the moon or Mars or Pluto, however far it can go. So Volt utilizes 8% of system value to buy tokens and 8% of the value to grow bonded liquidity growth. Volt enters deflation very quickly, which it very much did, which is dissimilar to TitanX. With TitanX, since everyone's creating tokens through miners, the idea is that supply is constantly coming out with the end of new miners. And since it's constantly getting more difficult to mine, there's going to be like a break-even point. And so Volt was, all right, we have this amount of tokens. It's distributed in the first 10 days. And from there, what's going to happen? It's going to run and do what's going to do. So it has the Treasure Vault, perpetual auctions with deflationary tokenomics, the Volt wheel to amplify the buy and burn, supply and demand, token distribution. I mean, that's already happened. I would recommend, if you want to know how it happened, go take a look. I'm not going to go through this. Treasury Vault, magic behind the Volt tokenomics. That ensures a perpetual auction with a deflationary token. After the initial 10-day period, the Treasure Vault is the exclusive source for auction tokens. Auction being, for those who don't know, here I'm going to give you my TitanX. You get an X amount of Volt in return. Ooh, right now, what's the best? Okay. Load. Oh, it's not. All right. Daily auction, that was for the first 10 days. And then from there, it has the burn. 47% of supply burnt, just over $1 million at current price. That's how much in the burn balance. It's got 57 bucks. And then you can burn, I think he was setting the burn every 5 minutes. So that was a little different from TitanX burn, whereas every 280, whereas this can burn every 5 minutes. Another mechanism, another way that the burn is beneficial is if you're going to sell, triggering the buy and burn. So ideally, whenever you go to sell, there's also a buy, so it kind of balances it out as best as possible. Obviously, if you're selling, I don't know, a ridiculous amount, and the buy and burn balance is only 16 bucks, let's say you're selling 10 grand and the buy and burn is 16 bucks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not going to balance it out. Anyway, this was one of those other ways to, okay, how do we go about distributing tokens fairly to everyone? Bitcoin, you got to have the best, you got to have, the most amount of miners or the best miners? You want to be closest, most amount of energy, you're going after it constantly. So this was another rendition of, okay, distributing tokens. How can we do this? TitanX, it kind of looked at a hybrid way of distributing tokens and also adding a new flavor to it, a couple of new flavors. So Volt, all right, where was it at? So that was built on Volt. Fascinating. All right, load in. Appreciate you, Bonvito. My man. Nothing but love, dude. All right. Oh yeah. Okay. So Volt pumped and everything on top of that pumped. Hart's Law. Took me a while to get Hart's Law, and I still have questions about it. I'm like, does it just magically? Oh no. I've asked like Grok or ChatGPT before, and it's like I guess if price goes up, it's gotta like balance out in the liquidity. And so if price goes up of one, then it automatically pulls the price up of that. But I just don't know if that's in proportion to what the ratio is. I don't know. I don't know. I'd be curious. So Volt pumped, and then it was, yeah, Turbo went haywire. Viper, which is, I don't know Viper. Okay, but okay, I should look up Turbo because that did the biggest pump, and that was crazy. I'll be honest, I don't know Turbo. All right. Oh, hyper auction. Okay. Yeah, at some point it's like things are just built so much on each other. I should do the ecosystem picture. All right, so you deposit hyper to get turbo. So turbo's built on turbo on hyper on Titan X. So turbo hyper was a way to increase, one of the ways to potentially increase your holdings of Titan X. Hyper is then built on, yeah, hyper built on that. Then turbo increase your position of hyper, which is increasing your position of Titan X, which is a way to increase your position of Ethereum. So as one pumps, it's like a ripple effect. Okay. So similar thing as Volt that we just saw. And it seems like similar look about this and everything. Okay, cool. All right. I'm good there. Let's see. Oh, did it just? Yes, it did. All right. Let's get that back up. There we go. All right. Load. Let it pop. Oh, come on. Add to stage. There we go. All right. Yeah, I need to do a diagram of how, like, you have Titan X as the foundation, then you have all these ones built on top, and then all the ones that are stacked on top. I think I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna do that. Ecosystem. Titan X. Okay. I'm gonna do that for next time so we can walk that through. It looks like we're going through the Volt. Okay. How is everything else? All right. Let's see here. NFTs. You got projects built because it's now omni-chain, also added to Base. I mean, it would be interesting to add to Sonic or any of the others. If you want to go omni-chain, really expand out. Granted, I don't know how long it takes. Then you got audits, you got everything else. What else do I want to take it? Let me just, you know what? I'm not going to look at, yeah, I'm not going to look at Titan X charts. It's doing what you're doing, and I still think it's undervalued. I don't think everyone truly understands what's being built and what Jake has built. So I think the market right now is just kind of in a we're not sure kind of a pattern. You do whatever you want with that information. That's just my opinion, not financial advice. Do your own research, get your own conviction, your own opinions, your own anything. All right. One of the protocols that was launched, Ouroboros. All right, let's see if we can understand what Ouroboros is. High-level overview, stated goals is an umbrella for interconnected smart contracts, which will initially be launched Ethereum blockchain. At the center of this is ORX token, limited supply. Okay, goal, burn as much Titan X as possible, walking, depositing to liquidity pools, work with other protocols, enrich the ecosystem, drive yield, real yield style feel cool. I caught a video of Jake talking about what real yield is instead of inflationary, dilutionary rewards. And he talked, oh man, I have to find out which community member shared that. But that was great because it was like, it got me thinking, okay, what's real versus inflation? Not completely there. Orex token. All right, Ouroboros, max supply 1.3 billion. Supply breakdown. Purpose is it acts as a primary value accrual mechanism. Any products launched under the Ouroboros umbrella will be required to divert fee sharing to the holders. Okay. And I know, or I believe, yes, with Ouroboros, what is also launched is its own stable coin. Now, I don't know stable coins that well. I don't know if it's back. I know it's supposed to be back to $1. So where is it right now? Or it's supposed to be? Right now it's at just under 2 pennies. So I wonder, I have no idea how this works. So I'm not going, the underlying mechanics, not entirely sure, because was it supposed to be? Or maybe it wasn't supposed to be pegged. I'm not sure. What? Was there something else that was? Oh, USDX, not RX. My bad. I misspoke. Yes. All right. Yes. Pegged to 1 USDC. I could have gotten in trouble. I didn't want to misspeak. Okay. USDX. I don't know why I was thinking RX. Okay. And then so that's in thinking about ecosystems and thinking about my earlier comment about how people looking at, all right, when I invest in a coin, I don't just want the coin, like wanting, all right, what's the ecosystem I'm buying into? People know what to expect from, or are hoping to expect from Ethereum. You're buying into an entire ecosystem that can provide XYZ. If you want to do real world assets on it, great, you can do that. If you want to do lending, that's available. Do you need swap? That's available. Tinex has Switch. If you want to do XYZ, have at it. By all means, go after it. Okay. And so we have our own stable coin, so you can keep it within the ecosystem. All right. Anything else to look at? No, I think I'm going to create that diagram so it kind of looks like, and it can be shared out. It's really easy. What I also want to look up is there's a couple community members created. Yeah, here we go. Created Titanx Tube. What is, I've looked at this once. I think it's all the videos for all the project, for anyone who's ever talked about Titanx, anything, or who even streamers or anyone. Oh, you guys submit your video. Creators. Oh, nice. It's everyone who's ever streamed, all the projects. Okay. Oh, wow. These aren't, oh, they're not all the videos. Okay. At least it's initial. Okay. And then Rod also created, oh shoot, should not have done that. Rookie mistake, not again. You also created this price per billion, and this gives you, also that's kind of cool. And it's a great value add to the community because you can see how, and it's always been, you never have enough Titanx, you never have enough Titanx. All right, how much does a billion Titanx cost? Right now, $134. Let's say, what about Dragon X? 1,500. All right. So 11x, 11 to 12 ratio of Dragon X compared with Titan X. Yeah. 11.5. So that's your ratio. If you pay the ratio game. What else? What's Volt at right at the moment? Oh, So 15,000 Titan X to 1 volt. So you got, and I recommend you get to see, all right, how much, okay, well, we're not buying a billion volt. I'm not. What's more reasonable? It's $2 for 1,000 volt. Oh, makes sense. Yeah, million volt, 2 grand, 10 million volt, 20 grand right now. Nice. Okay. 100 million volt. Maybe not so much. Maybe something a little more in this $2 million for a billion volt. If you buy that, that's going to skyrocket the price, I imagine, like no other. This is another great community build and add. Market cap simulator. Let's see. You can price out, okay, what happens of Titan X if I have this amount of tokens? If I have a billion Titan X. Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, $133. So 10x gives me 1,300. 100x in price gives me 13 grand. I mean, if you got $133 and Titan X does 100x, what you say? Yeah, I'm sure that can. Yeah, 1,000x, 10x. Yeah, maybe I think it's already done 10x once. I don't see why I can't do it again. Who knows? 1,000x price, 5,500x. Goodness me, wouldn't that be something? You know what? I like dreaming. Do I think it's, yes, it would need an insane amount. Yeah, we just need BlackRock to buy an insane amount of Titan X. Please, you guys got the money. But I think previous one, price target of 4 zeros and a 1. Okay, so yeah, that would just turn it into, that would be like almost 100x. Okay, cool. Oh, great word, Rod. And then I also know, see if I can, let me find J NX utils. Here we go. All right, this is another, and I want to give the right props to whoever created Jukes the Great. Hey, hats off to you, man. Way to go. Great value add. You see, I've looked at this site once, and it's been a little while since I've looked at it. Keto Natural and Jukes the Great. Way to go, guys. All right, see all the auction opportunities, mining. I think they talked about they're going to show what the percentage ROI is on the UI. Not sure yet. So, big recommendation, and we'll get to that. Okay, yeah. So just auctions. This is great. It's what I like about this. I think what Titan X Hub provides is like all right, here's everything you can swap. If you want to do premium, look at some data points, look at our bubbles, how are things doing in the past 24 hours, you get a look-see. Portfolio. But what I like about Titan X utils is it's like an add-on, and you can look at, all right, what are my mining protocols versus my auction versus my NFT. And Mike Dean, great job of like listing it all out. It's just a different visualization. Here are the ones for Ethereum, all the NFTs. How about Base? And then if we want to swap, or excuse me, we're not swapping in Titan X anymore, as Brandon and his team released. We're switching. You switch. You don't swap. Loading. And it could be because cookies, so fair to the team. Yeah. So nothing too exciting, nothing new going on. I'm gonna try and build out that whole ecosystem. So tomorrow, but yeah, toss me topics, any ideas, what anyone. Oh, I didn't even add that to stage, did I? I talked my butt off and then show a dang thing. My bad, people. All right, Tinex Utils. Here are the live auctions currently in the ecosystem. Here's the current mining. NFTs, all the NFTs on ETH and Base. Switching, not swapping anymore. We don't swap. It's all about switching from one to another, one project to another project. Yeah. Let's see. Anything else? Let's see. What? Anything else catching my eye on the news? Honestly, no. I'm trying to ease up on the amount of chart reading, but from a Titan perspective, I think the biggest thing that we could do is just continue to be loud, continue talking about it. Everyone needs to know and really make people aware and being creative what the value proposition is. I think it's understated what the value prop is. So you've got a buy, you got 11 currently at today's price, 11 million in a buy and burn. Okay. And then we learned from Eric about, with Dragon X, when you put $1 in, you want to know that $2 are falling behind it, as opposed to you put $1 in, I'm making my own, $5 come back out. That's just, I don't think that's any value. But as anyone's having conversations, whether on Twitter, even in real life, if you're trying to get people in and just interested in what dabble in crypto, I think this is one of the best things you can do. Leverage prey on Ethereum. And one of the first things I always say is there's no VCs, there's no pre-sale, no one got early access or distribution to the end of the tokens, any of that. Can be owned, built from then on out. So anyway, appreciate you all for tuning in. I'm gonna come back tomorrow. I think tomorrow I might do just like a X Spaces, so that way people can come up, talk about what they're noticing, what they're seeing. We'll go from there. Anyway, peace out, y'all.